Welcome to Body by Design. I'm your host, Blue Driver, a women's strength training and metabolism coach. I went from years suffering hormone imbalances, looking soft and bloated, to symptom-free and building muscle for a toned athletic physique. Since then, I've made it my mission to empower women to take control of their own health, hormones and body composition. So grab a cup of coffee and let's build your body by design. Welcome to another episode of Body by Design. This week is around your body is simply a symptom of your habits and your lifestyle. To think about that for a moment. Your body is a symptom of your habits and your lifestyle. We tend to chase the body, the weight loss, those sorts of things. But what we're missing is the body is simply the result of an ongoing effect of what we do and how we live. It's really, rather than focusing on the scale or the weight loss or those sorts of things, we need to be focusing on the daily habits and the type of lifestyle that we live. So if you currently lack muscle, don't have great health, carrying extra body fat that you don't want to, that actually is a symptom of your lifestyle and habit choices. Now, before anyone jumps at me and starts going, but my hormones and this and that, I get that. We get to 40 and all of a sudden our hormones start going crazy. We're holding body fat. That still is a symptom of the life we've led beforehand. Now, you look at someone who has that gym-shaped body, they've got great health, they've always got great energy. That comes from a lifestyle that supports it, habits that support it. So if you're in the boat where, whether it's, that you need to tidy your diet up, or you've tried everything and it seems like your hormones are at the root cause, that still comes down to lifestyle habits. So in the years leading up, and it can be that, this can start in your early 30s. By the time you get to your 40s, you wake up and you go, what happened? As women, we tend to give ourselves to our family and put ourselves last, when really it should come the other way, because we end up exhausted, out of health, out of shape, hormones going crazy, like I said. But it's been years of not moving enough, not getting the right nutrition, excessive dieting, not training, lots and lots of different things, not getting enough sunshine, excessive stress. There are so many things that can accumulate over time to get you to where you are now. So if you want that gym body, or say you're in the gym and you're working hard in the gym, but you're not getting the results you want, there are habits and lifestyle changes there that you need to make in order for your body to follow. So we need to stop focusing on the body and focus on the habits. The change of the body takes time. I say it all the time. It's not an 8-week program. If you truly want to change your health and your body, give it 12 months. If you put 12 months consistent effort in, you will change your body. And at the end of 12 months, you will go, oh my God, I feel good. I look good. And the sneaky thing that happens is it slips into so many things in your life. You learn discipline, you get routine. When you've got more energy, you do more things, you become happier, you're more focused, and all of a sudden, life becomes really good. It really just slides in and filtrates into everything that we do. And I know that's hard to see when you're at the very beginning, but every person you speak to that has what you want, they're all doing the same thing and they'll all say the same things. They've never regretted building muscle and getting in shape. It impacts positively on all areas of their life, their job, their relationships, their happiness. They all say it, and they're all doing the same things. They talk about discipline, about prioritizing your training and your nutrition, about learning nutrition. And there's lots of different styles out there. If you specifically want to build muscle, have that shapely look, you're going to need to learn to track your food. And when you track your food, it's not about restriction. It's about understanding what you're putting into your body and collecting the data, so then you can actually make changes based on the data. If we made changes every time we felt overwhelmed or we felt like something wasn't going right, then, you're never going to get the results. I've got a particular client at the moment who their weight is going down, their muscle mass is going up, they've got improved energy, their hormones are slowly improving. But unfortunately, because it's not at the rate at which they wish it to be, they're having a hard time seeing that that's actually working. So because it doesn't feel like it, because it's happening a little bit slower, because this is where it's maintainable when it's done slower. It's a little bit slower than she expected. So it's hard to see the results. But then we pull up all the data that we look at. We look at her tracking, we look at her measurements, we look at her muscle mass and body fat. Body fat's going down, muscle mass is going up, training is, getting stronger. All the measurements are going down. But the scale isn't moving dramatically, but she's in a true recomp. And often recomping our body, if you're not someone who has excessive body fat, recomping your body can look like the scale doesn't really go anywhere, but your body is changing. And that can be a hard concept to get your head around. So it's about collecting this data and understanding so you can take the emotion out of it and stay the course long enough to actually get the long-term changes. So nutrition will dictate the amount of body fat you have. So calories in, calories out. That, whether we think that is the whole story or not, calories in, calories out does play a role in it. You may be compromised in your metabolism and hormones where your particular calorie maintenance is lower. So you have to go quite low for it to be in a deficit. And that's why sometimes people feel like they can't get anywhere because their metabolism is down-regulated so much that their calories need to be stupidly low to even lose body fat. So sometimes we need to look at the health first. So nutrition is around the fat we carry with calories in, calories out, but also our health. And really, our health is the driving foundation of everything. If we don't have enough nutrition going in, our systems don't function properly. And it can be your thyroid, it can be your hormones, your digestion, your immunity. If you're getting sick all the time, you can't train, you don't feel great, you're lethargic. All those things are governed by how much nutrients is going into your body. 95% of the time with my clients, if we just get their nutrition right, get some daily movement in, and start a training program, their sleep improves, their energy improves, hormone symptoms improve, perimenopause symptoms improve. On the odd occasion, there are people that have been in a hole of health for quite some time, and there is some lasting little symptoms that hang on. And sometimes we need to look a little bit further and get into a bit more functional, get some blood tests done and give the body a bit of a kickstart in that manner. But 95% of the time, you tidy up your nutrition, you start daily movement, and you start strength training, everything changes. But it all starts with getting enough nutrients into your body, enough minerals, enough vitamins, and enough overall fuel. Daily habits are going to help shape how much nutrition you get in, believe it or not. Being prepared. So food prep. Most people you see out there that have a great body, that have great health, that have great energy are doing some sort of food prep. Sounds really easy, sounds really basic, but that is actually what they're doing. They'll spend some time on the weekend putting together ideas. They know what they're going to eat during the week. Often they're eating a lot of the same foods for the week. There's not a lot of chopping and changing. You can, but as long as you're planned. But you plan ahead, you shop ahead, and you get some basic prep done. Some people like to prep all of their meals and be done and don't have to think about it again. Some like to just have bits and pieces prepped that make it quick to put things together for, say, dinner. Whether it's prepping like that, or you might do bulk prepping where you just every 2 or 3 days, you bulk cook your dinners, and you eat the same thing for 2 or 3 days. All of this saves time. So it's a habit that you have created that's going to save you time because you're tracking and you're prepared. And when you track, you don't need to think about your food, because whether you're tracking or not, you are going to have to eat. So if you get prepared and you know exactly what you're eating for the day, you don't have to think about it. You just open that up, you know exactly how much that you're eating. You're looking at your app going, yep, that's exactly what I'm eating. Great, I'm done for the day. You're not thinking about it. You're not running to the shops to buy anything. And if you've done some food prep, most of the time you're not having to cook dinner either. So it actually saves time and mental load. So this is a habit that most people who have a fit, gym-looking body are meal prepping and tracking. So they know what's going into their body and they're prepared for it. That tracking frees time up. What do you fill with that time? The gym. So if you don't have to cook dinner in the evening, you then have time to actually go to the gym after work. And you don't have to go to the gym every day. 3 times a week can grow you muscle. If you're strategic about the way you train, you can grow muscle simply on 3 days a week. So if you start prepping, you've got more time in the afternoons that you can get to the gym. Or maybe you're a morning person, that you can get to bed earlier so then you can wake up earlier and get to the gym. It wins you back time. So this habit you have now started of tracking and preparing your food has now created time for a lifestyle that includes training. You see where I'm going with this? These are lifestyle habits. I'm not against drinking, but if you're drinking every weekend or every night, even if it's just 1 or 2 glasses, that is going to have an impact on your health, and that will have an impact on your body. Your body is busy detoxing from the alcohol that it can't put towards growing muscle, recovering well. So it's going to slow your process down. So most people that have that gym fit body, that aren't suffering perimenopause symptoms, that are full of energy, aren't really drinking that often. Now, I wouldn't say I don't drink. There are occasions that I'll go out and have a couple of drinks, but it can be months before I drink. I'm not a regular drinker. And it doesn't fit in my lifestyle because you want to eat shit food, you feel crap when you wake up, it lowers my energy. So then I go to the gym and I can't work as hard, or I don't want to go at all. Or you wake up in the morning and the last thing you want to do is put your shoes on and go for a walk. Like, drinking really does impact you. It impacts on the quality of your sleep. If anyone has like an Aura ring, they're particularly good, but any of the watches, you look at the difference between your sleep quality when you've had a few drinks and your sleep quality when you haven't. It literally impacts on your sleep, which will have an overall impact on your health. So again, it's a lifestyle choice. So you can choose to be a person that wants to drink every weekend, or you can choose to be a person that can socialize without drinking and have the results that you want. But if you are drinking every weekend or every night, you're not going to get to the place that you want to be, whether it's, again, looking like you've got the gym fit body, or whether it's the hormonal health or overall energy, it's going to impact you. Movement is really important. Not just necessarily a big block of movement, but getting regular movement through the day. Get up from your desk at lunchtime. Don't sit at your desk eating. Step out into the sunshine. The sun's great for us, vitamin D. We need it for circadian rhythm. Go sit out in the sun and eat your lunch. You'd have to walk somewhere to get there. So that's movement. You've just put some incidental movement in when you've been sitting for a long period at work. I know a lot of us have desk jobs that keep us sedentary. So making it a priority to move where you can. Don't pick up the phone to ask that person a question who's on the other side of the hall. Walk over there. It's incidental movement. So it's about making those choices to stay active. I choose to get up early in the morning and go for my walk. When I'm training in the mornings, I change it to the afternoon. But regardless, my walk gets in there somewhere every day. It's just a habit that I've created. And it's essentially become part of my lifestyle. Tomorrow, I'm actually catching up with a friend for a coffee. We're going to go for a walk, grab a coffee and go for a walk. So my social interactions become different as well because it is a lifestyle. If you want longevity, you want to get past all those perimenopause symptoms and you want a strong, capable body, you have to change your lifestyle and habits. You can't keep doing what you're doing now. If you're eating a lot of packaged foods with additives and you're not thinking about the balance within each meal, or you're not getting enough protein, they're all habits and lifestyle choices that are going to result in your body. Your body is just a manifestation of what you've been doing for a long period of time. And often our perimenopause symptoms come from years of dieting in our years that we've now messed our hormones up, or we haven't balanced our meals and gotten enough protein over all the years. And now, as we start to shift, because yes, we do shift and our hormones do start to drop down, which is actually a very natural, normal process. And it's understandable we would have some symptoms, but these escalated symptoms that we're seeing across women in society comes from the fact that we have had poor nutrition, crash dieting, all these additives and preservatives in our diets, lifestyle choices, possibly a lot of drinking in there, not necessarily everyone, but, they're all the choices. Maybe we've been really sedentary, or maybe we've been conditioned to thinking we must be thin all the time. Maybe you're the opposite end. You just can't get the muscle on your body and you feel exhausted all the time. And you're at the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week, flogging yourself with cardio. And now all of a sudden you've got all these perimenopause symptoms. It's because of what you've done prior. And that's not your fault. It is a hard pill to swallow to sometimes to go, well, actually, I'm here now in this health and in this body that's tired, worn out, symptomatic, not strong and capable, not where you think you would want to be in your 40s, 50s, especially going into the elderly years, thinking about longevity. But the reality is these things have manifested over a period of time. Now, does that mean it has to stay that way? Absolutely not. Because again, your body is a symptom of your lifestyle and habits. It manifests over time. So you start changing those habits, you start changing your lifestyle, and as you spend enough time in there, it will start to undo all those symptoms and manifest into what you've been putting more time into your life and your habits. It will start to manifest. So that is the way that you can change it. If you want to change your body, you've got to change your lifestyle and habits. When we talk about building muscle, one of the things we need to understand is how good it is for our hormones. Literally, when we contract our muscles, they excrete hormones that are good for us. They help balance our hormones. They become a sink for glucose. So we're able to eat more nutrition and more food and more carbohydrates that gives us energy, and there's somewhere for it to go without our insulin having to constantly take over and shove it into cells. Our muscles will actually soak up those carbohydrates. So our blood sugar balance becomes a lot better and a lot healthier. We're using less insulin all the time. It's not chronically being stimulated to push glucose into our cells because it's got to get it out of the blood. So muscle's actually really great for hormone balance and health. It's going to help towards strong bones and balance and strength in your older years. If you don't, can you hear that? Sorry if you can hear all that noise. My cat is trying to open the door and get in, and she's jumping on the door handle. If you didn't hear it, that's fine. Anyway, muscles, longevity. I totally lost my train of thought now, damn cat. So muscles are going to give us longevity. If we want independent living, one of the biggest things that impacts the elderly is the inability to care for themselves, get up out of a chair, be stable enough and balanced enough on our feet to have a shower, have a little bit of strength and energy to go to the shops. And that all is taken from us as our muscles waste over the years. So we have to be actively stimulating our muscles and creating strength now. That happens now. In fact, we start losing muscle from the age of 35. So if we don't start now and try and build some muscle up around us and then maintain that, we're not going to have independent living. So if you wanted to make a change, it actually really doesn't matter what point you are, whether you're already in the gym and you're struggling to build muscle, you can change things and change the outcome, or whether you're further behind, you've never tracked anything in your life and you've got a lot of body fat to lose. The same principles are going to apply everywhere. Now, let's say you're right at the beginning and you want 2025 to be your year. Like, really, do you want 2025 to be your year? Remember, I said 1 year and it can make an entire difference. There's a few simple steps that you can take to create lifestyle changes and habits that will manifest a different body for you and health. You're going to be strong and capable. So going back to the beginning, where you would want to start is you want to start by moving. Get a daily walk in. If you've not been walking at all, start with 20 minutes and build up. If you can get a 45-hour walk in a day is fantastic. If you've got a desk job, you'd probably need that to get that 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, because that's what you're aiming for, 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. 8,000 steps is good. If you really want to be lean and you really want to be active, aim for the 10. So just get moving. Like I said, you can start small. If you're only doing 3,000 or 4,000 steps a day, aim for 6 and build up. Just assess where you're at and start building up from there. And while you start that habit, download yourself a tracking app. If you want a recommendation, just DM me, strengthtraining.nutritionist on Instagram, and I will send you a link to my favorite tracking app. It's one of the best ones out there with amazing features, and it's free. There is obviously a paid version, but you don't need that. You just need to start tracking. And what you're doing is just track what you're eating for the moment. That's where you get started. What am I eating? So you can see where you need to make improvements. Am I getting enough protein? You want to be eating 130 grams of protein at least. So start walking every day and start tracking. They're your first steps. Once you've got that under control, work out what sort of macros that you should have. There's lots of online calculators you can use. They are very rough. I certainly, with my clients, tailor really into them. And though we can use calculators, they don't actually take into account your metabolism, your hormone state. You know, it's very subjective to how much movement you get in. Everyone's movement is different, and my walking pace might be different to your walking pace. So there's a lot of nuances in there. So when I work macros with my clients, we spend a couple of weeks tracking and we work out exactly what is suited to you. But a great starting place is online calculators for macros and calories. You put in your height, your measurements, your daily activity, and it'll spit out some numbers for you. So you can start there. So you've started moving every day, you've started tracking, and now you're actually going to try and start working towards macros. Once you've worked out your macros, you want to fill those macros with nutritious, easy to digest, quality foods. Again, I've got a basic guide of what foods are really great for you, nutrient dense, delivers everything that you need, easy to digest. So if you've got gut issues, it's going to help calm down your gut as well. Again, DM me at Instagram on strengthtraining.nutritionist, and I'll send you the guide for free. It's fine. So you start filling those macros with good quality foods. Whole foods. Let's start steering away from a lot of packaged foods, or find convenience products that are clean. Then start adding some training. Get to a gym 3 days a week and start moving. Look, you can Google a basic online program. I have a 3-day program coming up that's going to be something I can give you as well, just a basic starting plan. So again, you can message me and I can send that out to you. but you want to learn to train in a way that supports your central nervous system, particularly when you're starting out in the beginning. And if you aren't in an optimal, healthy state, you don't want to be doing huge volume and all these junk reps and all these sorts of things. So you want to do progressive overload and training to failure with low volume. That's going to protect your nervous system. We can't train like we were when we were 20. We shouldn't be training like we were when we were 20 because we're not the same as what we were, and we've got years of not quite getting it right under us. So focusing on progressive overload. So you want to progressively increase the reps and increase the weight. Don't just go in there and do the same 10 reps at the same weight every week for the 3 sets. Try and start pushing yourself a little bit more. Get an extra rep in each week. Work for an extra rep, then up your weight. And we want to learn to train close to failure. So as you work on your form, push yourself. We are actually a lot stronger than what we think. So learning to push harder to stimulate the muscle. And when you put all these things together, so we've got daily movement and tracking and food prep, then we're filling all of that with actually quality, nutritious food that is going to meet all of our body's demands. And then we're creating a stimulus with muscle building. Your body will begin to change. Again, it's going back to lifestyle and habits. So it's making choices, being prepared. Are you checking out a menu before you go out to dinner? It doesn't mean that you have to not be social and you can't go out and celebrate anymore when you're tracking. I actually teach all of my clients how to prepare for going out. So things we do beforehand is get online and check out the menu. What do they have available? What would be wise choices? We don't have to eat everything on our plate when we go out. If you get a steak, that's a 250, 300 gram steak. I'm guessing that's going to be a lot more protein than you actually needed for the day, which is going to be more calories. So you could eat half the steak and then ask for the rest to take home and have it for lunch the next day. You don't have to waste it. Be prepared to, if you're not drinking and choosing not to drink, have some answers back when someone says, do you want to drink? Or, hey, why aren't you drinking? Quite often I just go, oh yeah, I'm the driver tonight. Or keeping a drink in your hand all the time. So, whether it's a Coke or a soda water or a juice, whatever it is, but keeping something in your hand prevents people from coming and asking you, do you want to drink? Because it's already there. Having honest conversations with people. I'm actually trying to change my life, so that's my priority right now. Another lifestyle habit change is talking about priorities and having those conversations with people is actually making your gym and stuff priority. So you choose your days and times, set days and times that you're going to go to the gym, and you fit everything in around it. Rather than going, oh, this is everything that's going on in life. Now, where am I going to fit the gym in? Well, maybe you need to reverse engineer. So my gym is these days. Where can I fit everything else in? And if someone says, hey, do you want to go out for a coffee at 3:00 on a Tuesday? And it's your training day. Go, hey, can we make it 2:00? Because I've got the gym to get to at 3. Or can we choose another day? Or, hey, come to the gym with me. Why do you have to go out and have a coffee? Do they want to come to the gym with you? Do you want to do a walk instead? So there's different ways that you can prioritize things, but it has to start shifting that becomes, that's what I do in my everyday life, and the incidental things fit in around it. Now, if you are 40s, I'm guessing if you've got kids, they're getting towards an age where they're fairly independent, maybe you're late 40s, early 50s, and you're empty nester, you should have time to be able to fit this in. I have had 4 kids in the house. I used to work in a high-level management position in public health. Then I started my own business, and I've still managed to find time for the gym. We all are able to find time for the gym, but again, it's about creating the lifestyle that allows for it. And it doesn't mean you have to miss out. It just means rearranging. And I go back to If you prep your food, you've got some time in the afternoon when you would normally be cooking dinner. You've now got time for the gym. It doesn't actually have to take more time. I'm going to say it. Social media, check out how much scrolling time you've got. We've all got it on our phones. That tracks how much time we spend on social media. Netflix, how many episodes are you sitting down and watching of a night time? Is it actually time for you to go, well, I'm actually going to go to bed an hour earlier rather than watching that Netflix or scrolling so I can get up an hour earlier in the morning and go for my walk or go to the gym? You need to start making those lifestyle choices. People who obsessively scroll and watch excessive TV don't have the health and strong, capable body that you're looking for. Okay, if that will manifest into a body that is not strong and capable and healthy because it's not getting the movement and it's the body isn't getting prioritized. So you're going to have to, but you don't have to give it up altogether. In society today, we are on our phones way too much. We sit in front of a TV way too much. All what you have to do is a compromise and reduce some of it. Controversial one, mums. Your children are capable. Most of you will have teen children, older teen children. If you are still making their lunch for school, you are not doing them any favors whatsoever. They need to learn to make their own lunch. They need to learn to have responsibility. They need to learn how to do jobs around the house. Pick jobs that are going to save you time. That's what I did. They did the dishes every night. It won back time for me because then I wasn't up late doing the dishes. You know, they made their own lunches. So when I got home from work, I wasn't preparing lunches, or when I got up in the morning, I wasn't preparing lunches. I've got time to go for a walk, or I've got time to go to the gym. They are more than capable of looking after themselves. And if you are doing everything for them, I'm sorry, my opinion is you're not doing them any favors at all. They need to learn to be independent. And by the time they're teenagers, it's time to push. So mums, as much as we love our kids and we want to give, and I know that's hard sometimes and you want to just feel like you're loving them, this is where we've done ourselves disservice by prioritizing them. Now, your kids aren't going to like it when you say, sorry, make your own lunch. Of course, they're not going to like it. But you have every right to go, well, if it's making lunch or going to the gym, I'm a better person if I go to the gym and look after myself. If you have more energy, if you get better sleep, if you are strong and capable, you are going to be a nicer person to be around compared to someone who feels stretched, someone who is overloaded, someone who gives everywhere else and feels like no one ever helps them out. Which one do you want to be? So you need to make the hard choices to shift your lifestyle. All right. And if your teen kids need to make their own lunch, so you've got time to get to the gym or go for that walk or do your own food prep, and they don't like it, it's a life lesson, unfortunately. Our kids aren't going to like us all the time. And if they do, we're probably not doing our job as a parent. We need to get them independent. And in that process, you are creating time for you. And when you create time for you and you become healthy, you feel better, your body will follow, you actually are a nicer person to be around. Who feels like the cranky mum? I did. I felt like I was the cranky mum all the time because I just ran myself ragged. And then I woke up and I went, no more. No more. They had weekly jobs. They had a daily job. They made their own lunches. They did the dishes of an evening. They had to help cook dinner. There was plenty that they needed to do around the home. Now, they never went without. They usually got everything that they needed and wanted. We took them everywhere they wanted to be. We were very involved parents. But they had to earn that shit. And if I was going to spend all that time have time to run them around, I needed time for me too. And I became a much better person for it. I'm telling you, the lifestyle, I call it lifestyle bodybuilding. You're prepping your food, you're tracking your food, you're going to the gym and you're getting movement. That's all it is. It really is that simple. Track your food, prep your food, go to the gym, walk regularly. It is that simple. Is it easy to do? No. And that's what I specialize in helping people to do. make these changes and teach them how to do it really well and read their own bodies and adapt these guidelines that we have to fit you specifically and fit it into your lifestyle. Everyone has slightly different lifestyles. So, it depends on your what's going on in your life, but you can actually lifestyle bodybuilding, lifestyle body creating, you can actually fit into all these different lifestyles. And I've done mums with small children, mums with teens, empty nesters. Hell, one of my clients is 70. One of my clients just turned 70. It's never too late to start and create some new habits and improve your health and become strong and capable. And we do it so it fits and suits you. But there are always going to be the basics of prep your food, go to the gym, get your movement, track your food. They are the basics when you look at those people that look like they're strong, they're capable, they're healthy, they're confident women that aren't suffering perimenopause. If you want to be one of those women, that's what you need to do. And it becomes a lifestyle. You're prioritizing getting to the gym. You're prioritizing getting that walk in. Most of my friends now will ring me up and go, hey, do you want to go for a walk and catch up? Because they know that I'm running a business. I've still got to get to the gym. I've still got one daughter at home that I still run around after a lot. She is fairly self-sufficient, but I still put time and love into her. I've got a partner. There's lots of things going on in my life, particularly with building a business. There's lots of hours going into there, but I still find time for my friends. And a lot of them now will go, hey, let's catch up and go for a walk. It's beautiful taking a walk on the harbour wall or out on the beach or through the botanical gardens and just walking and chatting. Because I'd rather do that than go out for an evening drinking or go to someone's house where I'm now worrying about having to catch a taxi home and who's drinking and who's not drinking. And let's face it, it's not that much fun being around everyone else who's drunk and you're not. I'd rather catch up, go for a walk, grab a coffee. Another lot of our friends often will go and have breakfast and take a walk with it. It's a great way to catch up because your lifestyle changes. And it's a lifestyle I've embraced and I love, and I'm confident and I'm healthy. So if you're looking to change in 2025, that's what it's going to take. Commit the year to making these changes. You can start small and just keep building, keep building, keep building. You can always get some help to do it. I'm taking on clients at the moment. I have a few places left in my roster. So you're more than welcome to reach out. I can help. But you can do this. And it's just about making those lifestyle changes. And as soon as we embrace the fact that we understand our body is simply a result of our lifestyle and habits, it's just a symptom of our lifestyle and habits, the sooner you'll get results. And that doesn't matter what sort of lifestyle you have, your body is still going to be a symptom of it. So if you aren't doing the things that create a healthy, fit body, then you're going to have an unhealthy, unfit body. So you need to change those lifestyles, the lifestyle and the habits. I hope this has been helpful for you and gives you something to think about as we approach 2025. Maybe this is your year for your midlife makeover. I know there's a lot of women out there now that are going through the same things that I'm going through. My kids are grown up, 27 days, and I officially have no more children. They're all adults. Sorry, 26 days today. My kids are 18 plus, maybe you've just become an empty nester and you've got more time on your hands. We actually do. If we look at it, our children get older and we have more time to commit to ourselves. And I woke up a while ago and I went, my kids are teenagers. They were late teens. And I'm like, I've got time. I've got time for me now. And now it's about me. So make your midlife a new era. A new era where you're rocking confidence, you're rocking a body, you're rocking health. And if you do that now, you'll be the 80-year-old grandma in the gym. Guarantee you. You won't need to worry about retirement villages, nursing homes, because you will be strong and capable. But that starts now. Your midlife transformation starts now. I hope that gives you some food for thought. If you found this helpful at all, share it on Instagram and tag me at strengthtraining.nutritionist. I'd love to see your takeaways and what was helpful. And let's make 2025 your year of transformation.